try that. What I'm telling you is for clarity and for energy. Okay. If you're doing 8 inhales, okay, it's calm, steady endurance. If you're doing
when President Barack Obama was elected. The configuration will move into a second phase in November 2009 and then January 2010. The third phase is probably the most dramatic and intense and will occur from the end of June to the end of July 2010, when all the factors of the configuration will align together in a cross at the very beginning of the cardinal signs. Cardinal signs in astrology, that's where all these planets are sitting, that's Aries, Cancer, Libra and Capricorn, are the signs of new cycles. The planets in question are Pluto, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter and Mars. These planets are slow-moving bodies, and therefore it is absolutely exceptional that these slow-moving bodies end up aligned in a cross at this very sensitive degree. In normal circumstances, some people go through changes while others continue their routine. Here, the alignment is so strong and dramatic that everyone's life will be considerably affected. It is likely that your life will not be the same by fall 2010, by the end of this August period. The question is often asked, is it bad or is it good? The answer is that it depends on the way you deal with it. A conscious approach can make a difference. One thing for certain, do not expect security, consistency and predictability during this time. Reality is bound to change fast, and it's better to move with the flow while remaining conscious of what is going on. Flexibility is one of the most important assets during this time. The influence is analogous to a gigantic wave forming. You can ride on that wave and go farther than you ever expected. Experience a powerful transformation that can elevate you to new grounds, but the wave can also destroy a lot of what you are currently attached to. Redefinition may occur in different fields. You may change vocation, relationships, location, mindsets, to name but a few. New people move into your life, others leave, etc., etc. It says everything is shackling up from November until August. Nothing can stay the same. And then it's going on about that.
November to August.
Well, it's going to be, the cross is forming now, today, with the sun where it is, and then it's going to move out again and move back in again, and then Mars is going to join it, and it's going to be on the nodes of the moon, which is incredibly potent.
November to August.
No, now until August.
Yeah.
No, well, November 2009 it started.
Yeah.
In fact, it started when Pluto went into Capricorn. That's when it really started. That was shaking up all the institutions as we know them. It says risking does not mean giving into a silly venture. It's about hearing a calling of truth. Things you have denied, postponed, avoided, feared, but things you know are true. This is a time to be more truthful and to follow a calling. And so I'm not going to read all of that. He just said general suggestions. Understand this is an opportunity. Understand there will be a price to pay. Something may need to go. If you lose something or someone, understand this is the sign of the times. Use a crisis to venture into new horizons and create something new. Understand this is an adventure and risk must be taken. This part of this alignment is on 0 degrees Aries. 0 degrees Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. It's the absolute start of the zodiac. And Uranus is sitting in a conjunction with Jupiter on 0 degrees 0 degrees Aries right now. This is the birth time. If you don't move forward with this, you're going to get clubbed. You know? It's
He did not say that.
Hey?
He did not say that.
Understand this is not a time to expect security. We are in transition. Normally when things are changing, we go more conservative, right? We kind of batten down the hatches. This is not a time for that. This is absolutely not the time for getting more conservative. Listen to your inner truth. Make your life truly happen now. Take care of your immune system. Avoid bad diets in general. They render you vulnerable to opportunistic infections. Support your family and friends and cultivate your spiritual practice. I mean, every time I think of this alignment, I pray. That's how flipping dramatic it is. Every time it's like, keep us safe. You know, what is going to happen? It's that much so. So he wrote that first, and then he wrote the second part, which now goes to today. I just wanted to bring that into the picture. He says, we are now on the eve, when he wrote this, which is a few days ago, of a very dramatic lunar eclipse, which will occur on Saturday, June 26th, around noon, universal time. Now, that I worked that out, means 2 o'clock our time. Haroon, where are we with the eclipse?
Yeah, we just probably just passing through it because it was like at 1:45 or something.
Yeah. So, and it's a few hours. So we're sitting right on the potency of that thing. He says the influence of the eclipse, of course, is already in the air and will be for 10 days after the event. The reason the eclipse is dramatic is because the sun and moon will be exactly aligned with Pluto. Pluto is the planet that governs the underworld. It's the planet that governs volcanoes, terrorism. It is the thing that brings the shadow out. Pluto is a motherfucker, I'm telling you. What? And the what? Yeah, Father Maka. Blow that Zulu vela. You gotta respect Pluto. I'm telling you, if you're trying to keep anything under in the shadows, it will pull you apart. It's really, it's the planet for that. And the moon is on Pluto today. It's sitting at exactly the same degree opposite the sun. So this is hectic. Along with that, the eclipse will also form a light square to Jupiter-Uranus in Aries. Anything can happen during an eclipse. It is literally a time for divine intervention, and therefore unexpected and powerful occurrences can manifest on both personal and collective levels. It is common to experience that things happen very fast and that the course of action is rerouted during this time. Eclipses can bring solutions and amazing inspiration, as well as potential shake-ups. Because it is such a potent time, I strongly encourage focus on prayer, meditation, and setting intentions, because gates open during this time. The flow of energy can be considerable, and therefore distraction is definitely possible. But it can also bring completely new breakthroughs and manifest things that we long waited for from one moment to the next. What is worth remembering is that eclipses activate emotions powerfully. And so it is a time to mark intentions, because it is through emotions that we register existence. As 2010 is a year of transition, everyone is or will be on the move or adjusting in the new circumstances. As I mentioned in the previous note, this is not a time for security in the material world, because there is absolutely no stability. Security can either be found through physical motion and creativity or through spiritual connection. Form and thoughts are changing, and we have to honor the process. Resistance to the need for transition can create setbacks. People tend to be more conservative when times are uncertain, but here the solution is actually in risking the new ventures rather than waiting for the wave to pass. Because of such powerful currents, damage and crisis are practically inevitable, at least to some degree. Consequently, blame, anger, and fear are bound to recurrently emerge because they result from the need to foster change. But then he goes on to say, don't put the blame onto others. That's not going to help in this time. If we want to change, our choice is to embody it and inspire. Blaming BP, politicians, or the human race for current trouble mostly serves our need for immediate discharge. The key is to realize that we are BP.
A bit longer than your in-breath. It gives you a chance to